Well, I briefly mentioned it last time, didn't I? I was going to do some recommendations. So I I would start what I dropped off last time with actually recommending a new one called The English. Newish? Yeah, okay. Now, this one's a strange one because it's BBC and Amazon coming together. And it's got Emily Blunt in it, and it's a Western. Not any kind of Western, it's a spaghetti drama Western. So when I saw that, I was like, what? It's going to work. And it, director, never heard of, Hugo Blink. And I was like, okay, that's weird. And then you kind of look at like the people in the show and you're like, oh, there's some good names. And, you know, maybe this might be good. Might be not. And then you're like, oh, it's only 6 episodes. So you kind of go, oh, that's a shame. You know, but this is the best way to do it. It's got revenge. It's got a little bit of adventure. It's got a bit of romance. It's a well written historical drama with going into the history of how that period is like the late 19th century is really to the indigenous people of North America, how ruthless it is there for them. And it is a great, you know, let's say the birth of the nation kind of story, but the betrayal of, you know, how the immigrants coming over are taking the land. But it has this great story embedded in it of this revenge. Now, I really want to kind of spoil it, but I'm not going to, because in the show itself, it's got so many misdirections. It is such a worth a watch. Now, if you like Westerns, it's a tick. But if you like kind of those just grabbing dramas, it is a tick. And Emily Blunt in it, she's playing completely different to where I've seen her in anything before. But she is brilliant, and I'm going to butcher the guy's name now. It's Custis Spencer, who's the main male character in it. He's brilliant in it, and it's just like every this is showing, you know, the studios as well. A well-written drama can move people, and it can make you. You know, this was like recommended. I recommended it because it was one that was, you know, you look at it and go, oh, why isn't that being advertised? Why is that being kind of, you know, not out there? No, maybe because it's a Western. People don't like Westerns. But if you take that out of, let's put it there, and actually just do it as a drama revenge story, I suppose. Oh, it's gripping. And I said the misdirections because you know, you got episode 1. And that throws you that line. You're like, oh, I want to watch episode 2. And then you get, oh, that's happening. Then by episode 4, you're like, hold it. Oh my God, it's because they said that. And it's just so gripping. It is really good. And it's just like, there's some funny things when you read about it. It's like, Emily Blunt, she took the job, but she's allergic to horses. And I did that. And it was a trivia one. And I thought, that is great. So I was like, But I think she co-produced it. I'm actually going to have a look now. I'm sure she did. Let's have a look. Did she co-produce it? I'm sure she was one of the producers. I don't know how to use this blooming thing. But let's say she was. I'm sure she was. But yeah, it's a well-written, well acted, and this is what I mean by this is it's one you should think it's she'll be nominated for some, I don't know, Grammy or whatever it's called, you know, or Globe or whatever. Globe, isn't it? Yeah, Grammy songs. Yeah, like for this, like, because she's really good into it. She really gets into the character, and it's something you think, and it's gritty. It's a bit, there's bits in it you're like, oh, that's showing a bit. You know, that's showing the dark side of the West, you know, the opening up. And it's, if you're going to binge it, they're all out now. It's worth a binge. Like, I watched it think every other day, and it kind of, because you needed that time to sink in and then kind of get that development of the storyline. But it is a good one. It is highly recommended that for the English. Yeah. So yeah, I say in the UK, yeah, it was on iPlayer, so you could do that, or you could do the catch up thing, I suppose. And I'm guessing it's on Amazon Prime somewhere because it's on their studio. But yeah, it was, again, it's, I don't know what it is when, like, who are watching these to sign these off, like, because okay, the green light got given on this one, and then somebody in the studios, like we're going about BBC, must have watched this and then went, oh, we'll just put it on BBC Two or iPlayer, that'll do, over there. And it's, again, they did exactly the same with Peaky Blinders, and that really took off. So it's just like, now bear with me, I think this is a one and done season. I can't see, they could develop it off into another season, but it's one of those ones I don't think I would want them to do that. It's kind of weird. It's like, I think it wraps it up well. I remember my girlfriend was saying, oh, there's got so much to do in like the last episode. I don't know if they're going to wrap it up well. And normally if you get that, you get these rushed, they answered everything, but it was just too rushed. They do it in such a great way here that you don't need anything else said. And it's just beautifully done. And I must say, the cinematography on this, they've done this like front backlighting to like kind of almost, it kind of puts so much light on the actors, like the background just comes into like this beautiful kind of array of these shots, and it is very, Leone kind of shots like they give on this really panoramic scale. So it's good. It is very film like it should be in the cinema, and this could be, a 3-hour movie easily, and you would not care. It would be an epic movie. It's maybe it's a shame it wasn't. They could have done this kind of really, it would have, yeah, there would be Oscars in this. That would be, if the Oscars weren't like they are now and a bit so back in the day Oscars, maybe, when they used to be a bit but yeah, it's a highly recommended. Now, I'm a bit stingent on the 10 out of 10s and all that. It's not a 10 out of 10. It's not a 9 out of 10. It's a strong, solid 8 out of 10, though, for me. It is, because it's one of those ones you want to know, what just happened? And it's at the end as well. Because you get so much misdirection, you do want to go back and go, you need to go back. And you need to go, when was that bit? When was that reveal? When was it happening? That. And it's great, there's... It's got these mini parts of these great actors as well, who haven't got many lines, but they just come in, fist into the scene, and just like that with and Emily Blunt, how she delivers her character, it's brilliant. But it's just the brutalities out there as well of like that period of like, you need a gun or a very sharp knife. But yeah, it's just it is worth the few hours you may have invested in this. You won't be disappointed. Yeah, unless you, for some reason, just can't get over the idea of a Western. I don't know, but I can't see that anybody would go, I really hate this. Yeah, people I recommended it to who they don't like that kind of genre. Yeah, I've gone, it's good, innit? It's good. Where did that come from? And it is one of those. It's just a nice little hidden gem that I thought I'd recommend to get out there. Get it out there. Get more people getting, there are 2 little shows that are new that are good. And that's when they do come along, tell people. So I thought I would tell you lot that, yeah, The English, go and binge it now. You will not be disappointed. And you will want to re-watch it. Trust me. Because you'll be like, it's one of those ones you're like, and it's good because you're like, yeah, it's one of those ones where, okay, Game of Thrones. Every episode normally after Game of Thrones, you were, oh my god, did that happen? You know, and then you would talk afterwards. You know, with either your partner or your friends or whatever, or what actually happened to it. This happens in that you go, when that happened, then they mean that. You're like that. You're like, oh, it's not as epic as some of the Game of Thrones episodes, but it does make you have that conversation. What I think is a good promise to a good show or movie. You know, if it gets you talking and gets you thinking, it's got to be a good one. So yes, a clear winner for me. I would highly recommend doing it now. Turn me off and watch the English. Yeah. So anyway, give us a comment if you've watched it and if you loved it. And give us a like on this video if you want to like. As always, Stasis Geek out.